Good evening, everybody, and thank you guys for tuning in tonight on Team Talk Tuesday. Today, we're going to just talk about a few things. We're going to talk about some culture and mindsets. We're going to talk about leadership and unity. We're going to talk about game and performance. We're going to talk about personal growth. And we're also going to talk about character and purpose. So, again, thank you guys for tuning in on Team Talk Tuesday. Um, you know, we try to just bring a different mindset and a different purpose to the team. The dogs basketball brand, the mindset, the culture uh, that we have for dogs basketball, right? Um, what does it mean to have that dog mentality? You know, if you guys haven't already, um, I believe it's on Barnes and Noble's website, but go check out the book Dog Mentality. I wrote that book, and it goes in detail about what it means to have that dog mentality. What does it mean to just focus on the next play? If you turn the ball over, if you um, make a mistake, if you do something that you know you weren't supposed to do, just have that next play mentality. Focus on what's next, and make sure that you actually get back into the game and help the team overcome, a mistake, an error. We all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. It's very rarely that we have someone who can have a perfect game. Not even pro players turn around and have a perfect game, and that's okay. So have that next play mentality. Have that mindset of, hey, like, I messed up. I made a mistake. Let's go on to the next play. Okay, you shot the ball. You made it. Let's go on to the next play. You know, how are you helping the team succeed with this next play mentality, with that dog mentality, right? Accountability. All right. How do you hold someone accountable? What does that look like? Is it really holding someone accountable, or is it just putting excuses out there, right? Um, are you accountable for the mistakes that you made, right? Because that is a big thing right there, is being accountable for the mistakes that you made, right? Are you the athlete that when he makes a mistake and someone approaches you about that mistake, are you going to be the one to snap on somebody and say, "Oh, I'm better than you," or "You can't tell me what to do," or whatever the case may be, right? Or are you the athlete where someone is coming at you to say, "Hey, like, it's okay, you made that mistake, but here's what you need to do differently," right? How are you being held accountable for the mistakes that you made, and how are you learning from them? It's all about being coachable in that mindset, right? This is not just for the athletes. This is for coaches as well. How are you as a coaching staff being held accountable for the mistakes that you made, on top of how are you as athletes being held accountable for the mistakes that you made, right? Your effort, you have to give 100%, give everything that you have, and worry and focus on the things that you can control. You can't get upset about the things that you can't control. You made it, if you shot the ball, you can control how you shoot the ball, but you can't control the outcome, whether it goes in or not. It's out of your control. So focus all your time, your effort, and your energy on the things that you can control. And I guarantee you'll have a better outcome on the sport, you'll have a better outcome of life, and you'll have, a better relationship with not only your teammates, but with the coaching staff as well. Being coachable, right? I said this earlier, but you got to be coachable, right? Is you have to be able to learn the game at a high pace or fast paced level. You have to be able to play the game at a high tempo. You have to be able to make those mistakes, forget about them and move on to the next thing. You have to be teachable. You have to be able to focus on the game and not focus on those mistakes. Welcome everybody that is tuned in. Thank you guys for tuning in to Team Talk Tuesday. Alrighty. On top of being coachable, right, is your body language. I've said this before. Your body language plays a lot in how you get playing time, how you are being effective on the court, how you're sitting on the bench and cheering on your team. Your body language says a lot. It affects the whole energy and the vibes of your team. So the way you present yourself and perception is everything. The fans, the opposing team, the referees, everybody can see your body language and how you're acting because you was taken out of a game, because you made a mistake, because you got a foul, because you were fouled out of the game, whatever it may be. Your body language says it all. And when pro scouts are looking at you and pro coaches are looking at you, and let's say you made a mistake and you came and you were taken out the game and you come to the bench, you just slap the chair, throw the chair across the floor, whatever it may be, that your body language, it says a lot to these coaches, these scouts, that you're a hothead, that you're tempered. It says a lot. That's not having that dog mentality. But having a body language that's going to be positive, a body language that's going to support your team, a body language that's going to uplift everyone and encourage people when they make mistakes because they're doing the same thing for you. Be uplifting and encouraging instead of always trying to put someone down and telling someone how bad they're playing and how they suck or whatever the case may be. That leads into leadership because you have to be able to lead without the title of a captain, without the title of being called a quote unquote leader. And I say this because everyone is a leader. Everyone has different leadership styles. Everyone leads in different ways. But those leadership styles can get you to the bigger picture of winning a game, can get you to the bigger picture of making the playoffs, can get you to the bigger picture of winning a championship game, right? So lead without having that title. Lead by example. Lead by doing something before someone has asked you to do something. Trust your teammates. Not only trust your teammates, but trust the coaching staff as well. Thank you for tuning in, and that's a great question in the chat that is asked, what is this about? This is Team Talk Tuesday for the Delaware Dogs basketball. Just diving into some random topics based off of basketball, sports in general, that you can use in your everyday lifestyle as well. So just check it out. Tune in, right? Like I said, trust your teammates, trust your coaching staff on and off the court. The way that you trust them is by going out there and showing up when it says practice is at 7 in the morning. Be there by 6:30. Be there by 6:15. Be there early because when it's time to be on the court at 7 o'clock, practice should be starting at 7 o'clock. You shouldn't be waiting for people to show up at 7 o'clock to start practice by 7:30. No. Coaches say and your teammates say, hey, we need everyone here by this time to start practice. Be there at least 15 to 20 minutes earlier to get changed, to be on that court ready to play and practice by 7 o'clock. Go out there, do some good deeds, do some community service. Build the trust of the community, build the trust of your teammates by showing them what you're capable of doing. Build the trust of your coaches by showing them that you know what you're capable of doing and that they should be able to play you without a doubt. Communication is key. You have to be able to communicate effectively and efficiently under pressure. That is what having dog mentality is about: communication, respect, responsibility. Communicate when under pressure. Hey, they're about to trap you. Hey, they're coming to trap. Come forward. Go here. Go there. Move out the way. Start delegating. This is what you got to start doing. Communicate. If you feel like they're not listening, you got to communicate during the timeout with your coaches and the players on the bench, so that way everyone knows what you're trying to do. We're not mind readers, like I said before. You got to be able to, when you put on that uniform, that jersey, you got to be able to represent that name that is across your chest, that logo, that team that you're playing for. You represent that team. What does that look like for you? What does that look like for the team? To go out there and play for the name that is on your chest instead of the name that's on the back. We already talked about accountability, but how do you do that in the right way? What does that look like for you and your organization and for your team? One of the things that we hear often when playing sports is defense wins games. Defense wins championships. When you look at defense, right? You look at the effort of the defense. You look at the rotations of the defense. You look at the discipline of the defense. And see, it's interesting too, because when we talk about defense and how defense wins games, we look at some of these teams at the pro level and how some players don't play defense. And they lose a game by a point. They lose a game by 2 points because they lacked the discipline on defense to play defense. They let their man blow past them. They weren't playing good defense. They weren't communicating. They weren't doing what they were supposed to do. What's going on, OG? And Ron's opinion don't matter on the OG network. And if y'all haven't already, go ahead and give him a like and subscribe to his channel. You won't be disappointed. Having that IQ, that basketball IQ is going to be crucial. It's not even just basketball. You could take it to whatever sport you play. Having that IQ and that mindset of the sport that you play, right? Because when you're on offense and the coach calls a play, okay, let's say you get to half court and they blow that play up. Now you gotta audible, you gotta improvise. Okay. All right. We typically used to passing the ball to the right. All right, let's flip the play around. They got the left wide open. Let's reverse it. Let's flip the play to the left, pass to the left, run our play on the opposite side now. And then let's swing the ball back to the side that we need the ball to get that shooter open so they can shoot that jump shot. Same thing with football, right? You playing football and the coach says, all right, it's time for a run play. All right, but you see they're about to blitz. Are you going to run the play up the middle? Probably not. But you can audible for a quick slant and get that pass off really fast, and then you can get you 5+ yards off of that quick slant alone. You got to be quick on your feet. You got to be able to read the defense. You got to be able to have that IQ in moments that are going to matter the most. You got to be able to start the game strong, but you also got to be able to finish the game strong as well. Because sometimes it's not about how you start the game, but how you finish the game. You can go up 40 points in the first half, but then the second half comes along and it's time to close out the game, and then you start losing because you don't know how to close out the game. It's really all about putting that IQ that you have all together throughout the entire game and starting strong and finishing strong, closing out quarters, closing out games strong, playing together as a team from start to finish. How do you handle adversity as a team? It's all about having that dog mentality. We talk about that in the book, Dog Mentality, about the adversity. We talk about a lot of this stuff. It's simple, right? We heard this quote before. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. It's simple, like really simple. But as the athlete, as the person who goes out there to practice, to play the game that they so love, how are you sacrificing yourself for the team, for the vision? How are you sacrificing your role, your minutes, your time, your ego for the team to make the team better? What does that look like for you? And how can you do that to improve the will of the team, the better of the team? Do you have mental toughness when things aren't going your way? How are you pushing through? Are you pushing through when the crowd is doubting you? Are you pushing through when you're doubting yourself? You got to be consistent with everything that you do. It really means that you have to be able to put your pride aside and have that consistency through that motivation. How are you responding to your coaches instead of reacting to those coaches? When a coach says, hey, I need you to not take the last shot of the quarter, but I need you to pass the ball. What does that look like? Are you going to be a person who cries and complains? Or are you going to be a person say, all right, listen, that's a great idea. I'm not playing my best game today, but hey, we can get the ball to that person. Let's get them open. How are you handling the responsibilities and sacrificing that open shot that you know you can take for the will of the team to better the team? What does your character say about yourself? Are you playing for yourself? Are you playing for your pride, your ego? Or are you playing for something bigger and better than yourself? I would hope that you would be playing for something bigger and better than just yourself. Yes, you want to make it to, the top level. Yes, you want to win championships. Yes, you want to win the Olympic gold medal. Yes, you want to do X, Y, and Z. But how are you getting there? What are you doing to get there? Are you playing for something more than just yourself, or are you playing for yourself? Do you have that discipline on the court and off the court to go out there and give your best, to work out, to eat healthy, to be in the community, to be involved during team meetings, team events? Are you disciplined enough to not get in trouble, to not get locked up, to not spend time in jail? Are you grateful for the opportunities that you got? Because that opportunity can be gone in a matter of seconds. Think about it. That opportunity can be gone in a matter of seconds. You can be called up to play in, overseas basketball, and let's say you are showing up at the time the coach told you to show up. Guess what? You might be told to go home because you are late. They want to see if you're going to show up early instead of on time. Are you humble by the experiences that you have? Right? How are you doing this? What does that look like? For those of you that are watching, throw in the chat some of the things that you struggle with as an athlete that will hurt your character. If a coach pulls you from a game, if the play doesn't go your way, if you're having a bad game, let's hear about it. What does your culture for your team look like? What is your mindset? What is the mindset of your team? What kind of mentality do you guys have? Are you guys putting forth the best effort that you possibly can put forth? Or are you guys making excuses over every little thing? See, it's not always about winning, because even when you lose, you still can win. And some people may be asking, how is that even possible to lose a game but still win the game? Because it's bigger than a game, it is more than a game, it is bigger than life, it is more to it. How do you respond to the adversity? See, it's crazy because we all face adversity. We all face adversity. See, I find it interesting because we face adversity in the ways that it can be adversity because of our race. It can be adversity because of our religion. It can be adversity because of, how tall or short we are. We all face adversity in some kind of way. But just think about how much better you will become as a person, as an athlete, as an individual, when you have to overcome those trials that you face. When your body language says something bigger and better than trying to react or respond to something that doesn't even mean much. See, if anyone has faced any kind of issues or trials playing a sport or even in life, I'm just reminded of the movie Jackie Robinson and everything that he had to go through when he played baseball, and how he kept his composure even when he was being treated with the utmost disrespect. But see, Jackie Robinson was coachable. He was already two steps ahead of everyone else. He was focused on the next play. He didn't make excuses. He battled through everything that he needed to battle through in order to pave the way for athletes to play the game at a higher level. That is the definition of a true leader. He was leading even though he didn't have a title. Hey, that's true. You might win if you go ice fishing, by the way, because ice fishing can be a good sport to play. But I've never been ice fishing before. So I gotta pack some heaters, some heated blankets, the heat warmer, the hand warmers, all of that stuff, because that's gonna be some crazy stuff right there. How's it going, Queen? But yeah, ice fishing, that's just gonna be something we're gonna have to try out one day. Might have to take you up to the Great Lakes of Michigan up there and get some ice fishing done and see who come out on top with the most fish. That's a good one. Another thing too is if you prepare for a game and things aren't going your way, you have to be flexible. You have to be okay with the change. You have to be willing to call that audible. Because there's times where you're counting on a certain player to play, and then a day before the game, that person might have got hurt. Now that person ain't playing in the game. Or you may be saying, hey, we going to attack the basket the entire game because they don't have the height to protect the basket. Or you might say, hey, our game plan is going to be, we're going to come in here, we're going to shoot the three, we're going to shoot the three. But then everybody that's shooting the 3-point ain't making it. They missing it. And your 3-point percentage is at a 10%. Then what? As the coach, you got to change that plan. As the players, you got to change the plan. Because basketball, back in the day, back in the 90s, back in my day when I was watching basketball growing up, no, I feel weird saying that now, back in my day. But back in my day, watching basketball growing up, I was watching Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Charles Barkley, Dennis Rodman, Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Dirk Nowitzki, Kevin Garnett. See, I was watching players like that where when they played basketball, they were attacking the basket. They would go to the basket and get hit in the face and still play the game of basketball. Basketball is not played like that today. Everybody got to take the jump shot from half court. Everybody got to take the jump shot from the 3-point line. It's very rarely that you see someone who can attack the basket and handle the basketball with ease. It's very rare that you can see someone as tall as Allen Iverson dunk on somebody that is almost 2 times taller than them. You can't even block someone's shot and do the Dikembe Mutombo no without even getting a technical foul. It's crazy. I see that so much in basketball, but also it's in football as well. Looking at football. All right, if I caught the basketball, if I caught the football over you and I got that first down, I'm going to flex on you. Oh, I'm the boss. I just caught that over you. And then I'm going to point at you and point for the first down. Nowadays, you do that. They want to throw the flag. It's not the same. It is not as entertaining as it was before. The All-Star games aren't the same. The Pro Bowl game isn't the same. It is different. But we got to find a way to make it more entertaining for everyone. And I know a team that is electrifying, that brings the energy every single game. And I'm going to boast about them because that's my team right there, y'all. That's them Delaware Dogs basketball. They are electrifying. They play basketball. They attack the basket. You will get dunked on. I'm telling you now, you will get dunked on. And you might get that finger to no. I'm telling you. Somebody going to get put on a poster. My guys can shoot the 3. They will dunk on you. They're going to make you second guess your choices. They play basketball. They play basketball as a team. 90% of the shots that the guys take on the team are coming from attacking the basket. But they're going to attack the basket and make you think that they can't shoot a jump shot. And then when you leave them wide open, they're going to shoot the jump shot in your face. And then make you second guess your choices that you're making on the court. Because there are a bunch of guys on that team that can make sacrifices for the betterment of the team. They are consistent. They are motivated. They have that dog mentality. They are coachable and teachable. They are playing for something bigger than themselves. They hold each other accountable to higher standards. And they know what it means to represent the name that's coming across their chest. They know how to play under pressure and communicate under pressure. And they trust every one of those guys that are sitting on the bench to get into the game and play the game when they are tired and not able to play until they catch their breath and get that energy again. They give 100% effort and they live out the quote that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. I'm just saying, man, it's crazy that the dogs are playing some more electrifying and entertaining basketball than some of these NBA teams. I'm about to start a petition to get the dogs into the NBA and take over. That's going to be crazy right there. Put the dogs in the NBA. We some dogs. We going to get some talent to come this way. I guarantee you. Dogs basketball, first NBA team in Delaware. That has a good ring to it. Yo, y'all heard it here first. Help us get there. Y'all know what to do. We there. We so close. We got it. We got it. But the reason we got it is not because just of the players, it's not just because of the coaching staff, but it's because of the support of the fans, the support of you guys that's buying merchandise, the support of you guys that are tuning in, the support of you guys that are sharing, the support of you guys that are telling people about what we are doing over here in Dogs basketball. The fact that we are starting a movement to support mental health and that people are buying the hoodies to support mental health awareness. The fact that people are just buying merchandise in general to help us get our name out there, it means a lot. One of the biggest goals that I have for Dogs basketball is to build their very own arena. Gotta find a catchy name for the arena though. But having their very own arena that can fit up to possibly 30,000 fans, if not more. That way they can play their games there. That way they can practice there. That way they can host events there for the community, give back into the community. Just think how electrifying a game would be if we sold out at 30,000 fans and someone got dunked on, put on a poster, looked down on. See, I find it very interesting too because if you look at baseball, right? Some of you guys might not know who this team is, but the Savannah Bananas. The Savannah Bananas had fans leaving the stadium during the games because they were that terrible. They didn't have people buying tickets to their games because they were that terrible. They weren't entertaining. They weren't that good to watch. The owners then sold the team. And then what happened? The new owners came in. How can we fill these seats? How can we make this game entertaining for the fans to watch? How can it be more family oriented? And what happened? They're selling out of venues that they go travel to play in because they're entertaining to watch, because they have a fan base, because people talk about them, people buy their merchandise, people share their videos on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. Their name is out there. Dogs basketball, we next. Our name is getting out there. So mark my words when I say that I have a dream and a vision to get Dogs basketball to play in the NBA one day. And no, it is possible for that to happen. Because the only person that's stepping in the way of that happening is me. That's it. But I want to encourage everybody to build your culture, have that positive mindset, have that leadership, lead by example because you are a leader. Your leadership style might be different from someone else, but lead by example, lead using your leadership style. Trust the people around you that they have your back. When you feel like you're under pressure, communicate, communicate, communicate. Be respectful by communicating and be responsible by communicating. Respect each other. Remember, defense wins games. Finish the game strong and have some personal growth. Are you playing for something bigger than yourself? How are you sacrificing the me for the we? What is your purpose for playing on the team? Are you grateful and humble for the opportunities that you get? It just it baffles me sometimes to know that people make it so high and so far at the pro level that they forget where they came from, that they forget about the people who helped them get there along the way. It's crazy. It's very crazy. But also, too, I know I've mentioned this before, but be on the lookout because Dogs basketball has a women's team. And we're on the lookout for some players, some women athletes that can play some basketball. Dogs basketball is in the process of building up their youth team. Dogs basketball is on the market to become the first NBA team in the state of Delaware. So if you guys haven't already, go ask somebody about Dogs basketball and see what they tell y'all. If you can't ask somebody about Dogs basketball because they don't know who Dog basketball is, check out Dogs basketball on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. Look at the games. They're on there and they're electrifying. They're entertaining. They're fun to watch. So if you got core values that align with the Dogs basketball, give us a holler because we'll love to sit down and have a talk. And we would love to have you guys join our organization in some way, shape, or form. We're always looking for support for game day operations. We're always looking for support for, you know, uh, just anything to help grow the organization in different ways. We could use a sponsorship coordinator to help bring in more sponsorships for the team. Commission based. We could use a community ambassador to set up different community events to help us, give back into the community and different things like that. There's a lot of different things that we can use to help grow our organization and set us apart from other organizations out there. I'm just saying, we are Dogs basketball. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in today on Team Talk Tuesday. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit and learned a little bit about what we talked about today. And I look forward to talking with you guys again tomorrow on branding and building your business on Wednesdays. All right, guys, you have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Stay blessed and go dogs.